Good morning, friends. From a long time, I was thinking that I wanted to tell a story of the storyteller. ಅಂದರೆ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ದಿನದಿಂದ ನಾನೊಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೊಂದು ಅನ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಕತೆಗಾರನ ಕತೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ಅನ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ started in 2014. The storyteller started his stories from 2014 and the saga goes on till 2019. Every time he has told a different story to the gullible public, and each time the gullible public has fallen prey to this beautiful storyteller. Even when a mother tells a story to the kid, the inquisitive kid asks so many questions to his mother regarding the story. Why like this? Why not like this and all? But this storyteller is so smart that every time he tells a different story to the people of India, the people of India go into sleep. They don't have courage to ask questions. By the time they take courage to ask a question, the storyteller starts a different story. So, in the coming days, I will tell different stories of this storyteller. But let me start today with the latest story that has happened for the last 2 to 3 months. Dear friends, if you can all recollect, somewhere in March, before to March, we were all fighting the CAA and NRC. The whole nation, especially the minorities and the downtrodden, the poor, the migrants, were in a shock that they had to bring documents to prove their citizenship in their own country. We all were busy going across to all the districts in Karnataka, guiding people on how to take on Mr. Modi, our Prime Minister, who was hell-bent on implementing the CAA and NRC. Out of the blue, during March, we heard that we did hear that, across the world in China and all few cases were there. In fact, our Congress leader Sri Rahul Gandhi was the first to tell the government as early as February 12th or mid-February that the government has to put its concentration on this dangerous pandemic COVID, but it fell on deaf ears. Modi was still busy in finding ways to implement NRC and CAA. He was still busy in welcoming Trump in the Namaste Trump in Gujarat. He was still busy telling a different story to the people of India. Today, friends, since the lockdown started on March 23rd, today the number of COVID cases have reached 8.5 lakhs today as I tell this story of the storyteller. Today, the cases have peaked to 29,000 cases today. Let us look at what happened during lockdown. The first lockdown started from somewhere 25th March to 14th April. Second lockdown started from 15th April to 3rd May. The third from 4th May to 17th May. And the third one from 4th May to 17th May. And the fourth one from 18th May to 31st May. The total number of lockdown that Modi government did was nearly 65 days. Now, every sane leader told Modi that lockdown is not a solution for COVID prevention. It is only a interval, it's a time gap that you get to do other things. Yes, in spite of India being a first country to go in for an early lockdown, whereas other Western countries went for a lockdown at a very late phase when compared to India. Today, post our lockdown of nearly 65 days, an unlock has started from June 1st to June 30th in the first phase, and unlock 2 from July 1st. Today, what has happened is, ever since June 15th to June 20th, to now, today, somewhere around July 2nd week, 12th or 13th, cases have rapidly peaked in India, raised in India. It's gone up from 10-12,000 every day to today 29,000. I was just going through a report where experts are saying, come February 21, next year February, the cases may go as high as 260,000 cases per day. If that happens, my dear friends, just imagine what will be the state of India. Now, what happened during this lockdown? During this lockdown, instead of we screening, testing and segregating the whole urban population, see what happened was, at first, COVID cases were more in cities, the urban population. At this phase, during the first and second lockdown, if we had proactively screened, tested and segregated the whole urban population, I will not take the whole Indian population. To give you a small example, I will take an example of Karnataka. The total Karnataka population is somewhere around 6.4 crores. Assuming a household size is 5 or 5.5. In some households there will be 4 people, in some there will be 6, in some there will be 5, in some there will be 7, some there will be 3. So let's take an average of 5.5. Number of households in Karnataka alone will be somewhere around 1 crore households. Now, as per census, 40% of our population lives in urban centers. That means in Karnataka, out of 1 lakh households, there will be 40 lakh households. Out of 1 crore households, there will be 40 lakh households which will be in urban cities, especially Bangalore, cities like Bangalore, Mysore, Mangalore, Gulbarga, all the bigger cities in Karnataka. Out of that 40 lakhs, since Bangalore has 1.2 crores of population, nearly 10 lakhs to 15 to 16 lakhs of these households will be in Bangalore alone. That means during the lockdown, if we had screened, randomly tested, if our tests had gone up during the initial phase and segregated the positives from the negatives, this sort of a situation would not have arose. Today, we are sitting where, today Bangalore alone, the cases are somewhere around 16,000 or 17,000 cases. Whole of Karnataka is somewhere around 35 to 36,000 cases. Karnataka especially has become a hub of COVID just for the last 15-20 days, because our government led by BJP Yediyurappa has failed in screening, testing and segregating the urban population in the first 3 or 4 lockdowns, which was a golden opportunity for BJP and Modi to control COVID. We were laughing at Italy, we were laughing at France, we were laughing at a lot of European countries. But have a look today, where are we? We were nowhere when compared to an Italy, France or England. But today, only for the last 25 to 30 days, India has rose to 3rd position. Believe me friends, the coming days, it will be trouble, it will be great trouble for the poor masses of this country. Today I was seeing a video in the news channel. A patient is outside Victoria Hospital. Her mother, she wants a bed for her mother. For 1 or 2 hours the bed is not given. And unfortunately that old lady had to die in front of Victoria Hospital today. Where are the beds, Mr. Modi? You said during the lockdown you should have done all the preparations should have been in the lockdown. You should have screened, tested and segregated, and in an eventuality that this fails, you should have been ready for the treatment and for the treatment of these patients. Where are the beds that you promised? Where are the beds or hospitals that you promised that you will do in trains? You and your government showed lot of trains with lot of hospitals, beds. Where are those trains in India? Where are those trains in Bangalore? How much? So today what has happened? People are struggling, cases have increased. The number of people who need ventilators, who need bed support, oxygen support have increased. Since there are 8.5 lakh cases, out of which nearly 3.5 to 4 lakhs are active cases. Mr. Modi, if you had just done all the work that had to be done during lockdown, this situation would not have arisen. If at all, we would have screened the entire urban population, wherein we had to just, in Karnataka, we had to screen around 66,000 households per day for 60 days during lockdown, 65 days during lockdown. If we had around 2,000 teams who would have screened and tested randomly, this problem wouldn't have arisen. The whole opposition, in fact, many economists told you that, please do a direct benefit transfer to all the poor people who are stuck up in urban. If all the migrant labor and the poor were given a direct benefit transfer of 5,000 or 10,000 rupees per month, as suggested by Rahul Gandhi himself, today they would not have, the great Indian migration would not have happened today, where people from all cities went back to the Mofussil area, smaller towns, and from there to the villages. So instead of doing your Mann Ki Baat, asking people to clap, to light diyas, to beat bells, etc., if we had done this simple thing of screen, test and segregating during our lockdown, if we had created enough infrastructure, anticipating, people told you, that corona will peak somewhere during September, October. If we had given little mind to people, saner people who advised you, this situation would not have been there. Coming back to the PM Care Fund, today a lot of donors donated generally to the PM Care Fund, and I am astonished, Mr. Modi. How can you tell the PM Cares Fund, which is collected in the name of these migrants, laborers, today you are not answerable to the people of India. The people who elected you with an overwhelming majority in 2009, and you say the PM Care Fund is not answerable to the people, I can only laugh at you. Forget people for the time being. Isn't the Prime Minister of India responsible to the Parliament? Is he not answerable to the Parliament? Yesterday, I read a report wherein in the PSC, the chairman of the PSC, Mr. Anirudh Chaudhary, when he asked about the PM Care Fund and asked him that, if some details of the PM Care Fund can be brought to the PSC, your own members are telling that PM Care Fund is not even answerable to the PSC. If your PM Care Fund is not answerable to the people, is not answerable to the parliament committees, is not answerable to the parliament, then who else you are answerable, Mr. Modi? Don't you think at last you are answerable to the God? I pray to God that the cases, what experts are telling in, somewhere in Feb 2021, 280,000 cases comes. Do you know what will happen in India? How many poor lives we are going to will go? Mr. Modi, power is temporary. We all are answerable to the people. Please, at least from now, shed your one-manship, shed your propaganda, self-propaganda mechanisms. Please agree that you have handled the COVID crisis unscientifically. Gone is gone. Whatever has been, in states like Karnataka, at least we have gone for another lockdown for 1 week, effective Tuesday, the coming Tuesday. At least now let us do the 4 T's correctly: trace, track, test and treat. This is only way through which we can save our people from this pandemic COVID. Jai Hind.